Hey, what's going on, guys? Felix here. Is Friday morning. It's got done at a dog park. I'm in my car, but I'm not driving. There's my dog in the back. And today we'll talk to you about gaining and losing credibility with yourself and how it happens every single day. So yesterday I had a super busy day. I had 5 hours of meetings. I had two podcasts to record, and they're all towards the end of the day too. And I am an introvert, right? And I'm a podcaster too, which is interesting dynamic. But I bet a lot of you feel the same way, where I do get enjoyment out of talking to people and learning from people, but it wears on me faster than someone that's an extrovert. So I knew I was going to get burnt out. I knew I was going to be tired, but I really wanted to get these episodes done because I wanted to have a healthy queue of episodes. I usually like a month of episodes recorded, so I didn't want to not do the podcast, but I was so tired. I was thinking about canceling them. I was actually even hoping that someone would reschedule the podcast and cancel it. I was kind of hoping that it would happen. And on inside, I want to make sure that I record these podcasts because of something I heard recently, which is that you gain and lose credibility with yourself every single day. And I heard this quote before, but I heard it again yesterday from a Instagram post from an entrepreneur, billionaire entrepreneur named Tom Bilyeu, who runs Quest Nutrition, and also he's a fellow podcaster. He runs the Impact Theory show, and he talked about this in his Instagram post about you gain and lose credibility with yourself every single day. And then I also saw another Instagram post in the same vein that says something about how you have to keep your promises to yourself every single day. And I kind of get this, on face value what it means, but I still wanted to not honor my I'll get to the point of why this is important. When I had my schedule laid out for me, I kind of didn't want to honor my commitments, right? I was tired. I was thinking about canceling. I was exhausted. I've canceled podcasts in the past because I didn't feel like I was in the mood, because I felt like I was going to get burnt out. And I was thinking about doing that today, or thinking about doing that yesterday. But when I read that quote, I started thinking, like, I get what it means now, because I have a different standard that I hold other people to, right? External people have a higher standard, different standard that I hold myself to. When other people make commitments outwardly and say they're going to do things and they don't do it, they lose credibility with me. They're not as credible. They're not as dependable. If they say they're not going to do something, they're going to give up doing something, they're going to quit doing something, quit smoking, quit eating unhealthy foods, and they don't do it, they also lose credibility with me. I think that is the same case for anyone out there, right? You don't trust people that don't honor their commitments that they put out publicly. But when I make commitments to myself and say I'm going to do things, or say I'm going to quit things, or say I'm going to do things differently, and I don't honor it, no one knows. There's almost like no repercussions, right? I'm not telling anyone out there that I'm not doing these things. I'm not telling anyone out there that I am going to set these goals. I kind of keep them to myself, and if I don't do them, no one knows I didn't do them, and no one knows I even said I was going to do them. So I was thinking, like, okay, what does that mean to honor, to gain, lose credibility to yourself? If I say I'm going to do something, I have something on my schedule, and I decide not to do it, I am slowly chipping away at my own credibility. And what that means for me is that I stop believing in myself as much. And a big goal of mine for the last year is I need to work on my belief. I need to work on the belief that the life I want is possible. I got to work on the belief that I am capable of achieving the life I want. And for a long time, I didn't really like the idea of talking about these things or even introducing them into my life, because it sounded so woo-woo, right? It sounded like so pseudoscience. Like, how can almost like a law of attraction, like you're attracting things into your life. But now I get it. I know why belief is so important, because your belief impacts your actions impact your results feed back into your belief, and all starts with the belief. But then now we're talking about the action, actually following through on the commitments you make to yourself. And I didn't realize how impactful it was that you can lose and gain credibility to yourself by keeping these commitments to yourself every single day, taking little uh, saying you're going to do something to yourself, even no one else knows about it. By the act of you doing it, you gain credibility to yourself. If you say you're going to do something to yourself and no one else hears it and you don't do it, you lose credibility with yourself. And that's what I started seeing in myself. And that's what I'm going to focus on. I just started implementing this in my life. I'm going to hold myself to the same standard that I hold other people to. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to implement it, but I just got to be more aware that I am actually gaining and losing trust in myself based on whether I do things that I say I'm going to do or not. So that's a plan, to just be more aware of following through with my commitments, because it actually has an impact on my belief. You can't just will belief. I can't just will belief and just like ask belief to come into my life. It all comes back down to the actions that I take in my life. And it all comes down to saying I'm going to do something and actually doing it. It's not just about achieving that goal of doing it, but it's actually about believing that you will follow through on things, believing that you're a credible person to yourself. So that's what I learned, that my credibility in myself is directly tied to my belief in myself. If I want more belief in my life, I have to become more credible to myself. And to become more credible, I have to honor my commitments. So whether that means for you, if you're thinking about starting a business, starting a website, starting a podcast, starting some kind of project, and you have some goals lined up, but you're not actually achieving it, not only does it mean that you might not reach your goal, it also means that you become less and less credible to yourself as you set future goals, that you've almost start thinking, oh, I'm never going to be able to do that, I'm never going to be able to do this, because you've proven to yourself that you're not credible. And it's baby steps, right? You take baby steps. You say you're going to go to the gym, or you say you're going to start a podcast, and then maybe the first thing you do is start researching what niche you want to be in, or start researching what guests you want to be on your show, and actually going out and doing it. And these small little steps, the more impactful thing is that, again, you instill the credibility in yourself. You remain credible to yourself. If you want to start a podcast, you don't know where to begin, and the very first step, I believe, is picking the right niche. Because if you have the right niche, things flow more smoothly, and it becomes easier to make sure you take action on all the steps that precede it. Make sure you take actions on finding the right guests, making sure you take the right actions on registering your podcast, making sure you take action on releasing episodes. If you pick a niche that fits you perfectly, there is no perfect niche, but I do believe there's a perfect niche for every single person, for you specifically, based on your interests, based on what's out there, based on the potential for the podcast to blow up, to grow, based on the podcast potential to be monetized so that you can focus on it full time. All starts with the niche. And if you pick the right niche, it is a lot easier to be credible with yourself, because you're going to want to show up every day. You're going to want to continue to work on it. And I believe that's what all starts with the niche. So if you're interested in figuring out what your niche should be, I am releasing a new product. It is out there now. You can purchase it, called the Perfect Podcast Niche Workshop, where we work through your interests, work through what's out there in the competition, what podcasts are already out there, work through what's potential it is to grow into a large audience, and what its potential is to be monetized so you can work on it full time. All covered inside the Perfect Podcast Niche Workshop. You can check it out over at podcastingsecrets.co/workshop. I hope that helps you out, and let's all try to be more credible to ourselves. That's certainly what I'm going to focus on, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.